Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to have on the line now via Zoom is Jade Helliwell, who is a nominee for UK Female Vocalist of the Year at the BCMAs in November in London. How are you doing, Jade?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing really, really good. Have you recovered from your holiday?
Just about, yeah.
Where'd you go, Benidorm?
Yeah, I've never been before. And I'm good friends with Kezia Gill, and her and her husband Lloyd were like, we can't believe you and Luke have never been. You've got to go, let's book it. So we booked on and went with them for it's like 4 nights. And yeah, it was a bit of an eye-opener. But
yeah, last time I was there, I was actually singing. I was singing at Hotel Mediterraneo about 6 or 7 years ago. And I hadn't been since I was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, 18 with the boys, and they had salmonella. So yeah, it wasn't great. but that aside, how do you feel about being nominated for UK Female Vocalist of the Year?
Yeah, it's amazing. Every year when the nomination process is happening, I always think like, oh no, I won't get anything this year, but you know, I want to go to the event, I want to support everyone. And then when the nominations come out, it's always really overwhelming. And yeah, I'm really pleased, and just thank you to anyone who thought I was worth like nominating. It really is very humbling.
It is, and it's I think every sector of the awards is jam-packed full of worthy winners.
Yeah, it's always interesting, like you say, to see who else is in the categories with you. And I think especially in this scene, because we all know each other so well.
Yeah.
You sort of, obviously it's great and you'd love to walk away, but equally you're in amongst your friends and your peers, so you're also championing the people who are in the category with you. It's a weird one.
Did you not think of actually sort of nobbling Kezia while you were on holiday so she can't get back?
I know, I should have held her under the water in the sea, but
but no, and I suppose you are going down to the awards as well.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you there anyway.
Weekend, so taking all the shows that are going on, the showcases and stuff like that.
It's going to be great, isn't it? It's the 13th is the awards and the 14th is the showcases, isn't it? Are you appearing at the showcases at all?
No, I'm just going to go ahead and catch a show and see what's going on.
Do a lap of honour with your award, hopefully. You know.
Yeah.
Have you practiced the face? Because it'll be videoed. Have you practiced the face just in case you do win, but also in case you don't win? You know, when you go, oh, you know.
I'll have to channel my inner Taylor Swift.
Oh yes, you know, and I go the outtakes.
Have you ever seen him when they leak like the Grammys and stuff, and it shoots to the person who didn't win, and you see him like,
yeah, well done.
I'm one of them. No,
yeah. And they stick the foot out, especially if they're in the aisle. You know, stick the foot up. Oh, sorry. Oh, please, no. But also it's been a busy year as well. And obviously we're locked down and things like that. But also new music coming out. Obviously, Smoke, new single out there, and it's a great track as well. What was the sort of foundation around that song?
So I did that one on a Zoom, right? Love Zoom since 2020 with Femke over in Nashville. So the idea, I had like the chorus hook and the thought process of, because I like to write stories like about characters and stuff, so it's not always a direct experience that I've had, but more might be started by something and then create this sort of story around the person who's in the song. So we had this idea of being with somebody and there are rumors flying around that they've cheated or they've been seen with somebody else. And they're sort of saying that, it's just rumors, it's just talk, but just the fact that generally in life, like rumors don't just come from anywhere. There's always something that sparks it off, like some truth behind it. So we went ahead and wrote that one around that story. And there's some sort of elements from my own life in it, but a lot of it is just like taken from people around me or things that you hear.
It is, and again, where would the country be without cheating and whiskey drinking? And I've said this numerous times, where if you played a country song backwards, you won't get divorced, you wouldn't become an alcoholic, you wouldn't lose your money, because they're all elements of everybody's life, isn't it? I mean, we joke about it, but country music tells a story, but there are elements of that. Yes, some of the new music out in Nashville, you've got to have a tailgate and some Budweisers and some whiskey, but generally there are heart-rendering stories, good and bad.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. I think that's one of the things that people love the most about the genre is the sort of storytelling element.
And I think, again, I've mentioned this pretty much every interview I've done recently, certainly with the BCMA nominees. It seems that UK artists, in the main, the level of production and songwriting, not that it wasn't good before lockdown, but it seems that everybody's been like a caged animal, and they've thrown the kitchen sink at it, both on a production and both on a lyric, to really go bang. And since the easing of lockdown, and like so the Buckle and Boots, in which we first met, and lots of others, it just seems to have gone up to a different level.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like through being locked in as houses, obviously it was horrendous, but the flip side of it was that time to just sit and be really creative, and I guess concentrate on his careers and what we want to do to get to the next level. How to develop his writing style, meeting other people online. So so many cases, like I did some myself, like collaborating with different musicians and producers. So you got to meet this circle of people that you may not have worked with before, and then coming out of lockdown, you get to work with them and improve, like you say, the production and the writing, getting co-writes in, gigging in venues that I've not played before, cities you've not visited before. So it was a really tough year, but I do think the flip side of it is that the creativity of everyone just sort of jumped up through it. So a little positive out of the...
Absolutely. But I mean, how did it all start for you? When was that, little Jade sit in the corner and then started to sing? Was you singing basically at an early age at school and just developed?
Yeah, I started, so I used to sing, like in primary school and stuff, but when I was 9, we went to Torquay on a family holiday, and I remember Mum saying, there'll be a karaoke there, you can sing. And I was obsessed with the thought of getting up to sing Whitney Houston, Greatest Love of All. So I used to practice it over and over and over in my bedroom to my teddies, to an audience. And they got there and sang, and they recorded it it's a while ago, so it was on a cassette.
Oh, wow.
They recorded it for me. And then we brought that home, and then when I came home, my mum and dad sort of realised that I actually really loved singing. It wasn't just a kid who liked to sing in a bedroom. So they took me to a local studio where you could make a CD of your favourite cover songs and stuff. And then I started playing the local rugby club. I'd play at half time on the pitch and stuff, and after the match, and go around the pubs and clubs. My dad would go around in the day for karaoke places and stuff and say, she's only 10, can she come and sing? And they'd say, yeah, you can bring her down. And then I would allow him for a little bit and then have to leave. So from being really young, but I didn't start playing the guitar or really writing my own music until I was 18, 19. So up until then, I was just sort of getting the experience of performing, singing.
Wow. And it is amazing the amount of people who say that, they say, oh, well, we did this, or, we opened the fridge and the light come on and we started singing, it was that was pretty much me, it was I think when I was born, I come out with a microphone, but yeah, it is that inner, sometimes you can't teach that. I mean, you do see some of these stories on X Factor and stuff with the cringing, where they'll have about half a dozen of people they'll put on stage who can't sing for the greatest will in the world, and they go, excuse, yeah, my mum said I could sing and she took me to the primary school and everybody says go for it, and but it is like that, isn't it? Where you get people who actually push without actually saying, well, actually she can't. But you get like yourselves and other people like you to actually channel that, and you're naturally born, a naturally born gift, and develop that and let you and support you as well. And I think one of the key things that's come out of all the times I've done these interviews, whether it's Australian, Ireland, American, English, it's having that support around you. Is the key, isn't it? You can't do it on your own.
No, I was very lucky, like I say, from being a kid, my parents just supported me from the off. That's what I wanted to do, and they've spent years buying me equipment and driving me around, and dropping plans to take me to auditions or performances and stuff. And they're always, I never played just on my own. There's always at least one person from my family and friends, they're watching me. So I've been very, very lucky in that sense.
And what's in the future? Obviously, the singles now. Is there an album coming out around the corner?
I know I'd love to do an album, but at the moment, I've not got it in my plans for next year. I'd like to do an EP, maybe, just a body of work, because the past few years I've been just setting out singles, and I think that's mostly because that's the way that people are consuming music at the moment, and very sort of short attention span. They just want it quick and fast, like a single keep coming at them. myself included, I love on Spotify to see someone's dropping a new single, but I do love the idea of having a body of work where the tracks listing tells a story. And so I would really like to do that next year, but I don't know when. I haven't actually got it planned. It's just me to myself. Like, that's what I'm going to do. Other than that, live work, I'm headed out on tour with Kezia Gill at the end of November. We've got the Girl Country Tour. So yeah, that's really exciting. A lot of the venues have sold out. Some of them have nearly sold out. So there's only a couple of tickets left, and we're just booking our open acts as well for those dates. So that's going to be really fun. Yeah, we're going all over the country, from like right down to Brighton up to Glasgow. So it's going to be good fun.
She's going to be shattered.
I know. Well, literally, we came back from Benidorm, and like 2 days later, she headed out on tour with the Shires. And then she's not got much time in between. And then we head out on tour. And then she got Christmas, and then she goes out on tour again in January with Broken Wit Rebels. I was like, you going to sleep sometime?
I know, I've just interviewed the Shires literally this morning.
Yeah.
And it was like, Kez, my God. And it was only like not long ago that a local club to me in Southport, the Phoenix Rebels, had her on as a normal club in Western Night, and then next minute she's gone. It's like unbelievable. She was on the show recently as well, and but like I said, all of you that's in this category are all equally worthy winners, and there should be an award for everybody there. But like I said, it just seems everybody's just now focusing on getting out there. I mean, I was quite fortunate on Sunday. I got to an NFL game in London, but there was 70,000 people there, and I thought, if I don't get COVID now, I'm never going to get it. And it was like, what? This is insane. And all singing and just everybody having fun, whether you were a Washington, like me, a Redskins fan, or you was a New York Jets fan, or just everybody's just happy to see each other and just getting on really good. And it was so good and welcoming. And it's like that with country, well, any kind of genre, to be fair. And everybody's building up now to the C2C in March, isn't it? It's like, everything's going to be built up that, and that's going to be one hell of a party.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, CC's always a great weekend.
I know. Are you going to be performing there? Have you heard anything, or?
Not so sure yet. No, I don't know yet. I'll be there either way, somewhere. And singing along.
I know, but it's not going everywhere this time, though, is it? It's just here in Scotland, is it? I'm not too sure.
To be fair, I normally sort of split between go to London. My favourite part of CC is the songwriters' night they do on a Thursday.
Yeah, me too.
I just love that evening, so I always go down for the Thursday night, and then probably like the Friday. And then if I'm not performing, I usually get the train up then to Glasgow. So Luke runs an event called Country on the Clyde with Bucky and Luke.
Yeah.
That's an amazing weekend. So I normally head up there then and catch up through the Saturday and the Sunday and just go to the arena in Glasgow to see the evening show.
Right.
It always just depends. Like if I get to play at C2C, obviously it's always going to be the London event. They never really put you on there.
I quite agree with the songwriters, the song. I mean, you meet like Sir Luke Combs, and people like that, and I mean, and now look at them.
And she blew me away. And then the entire weekend, I basically just stalked every set she played, and I'd just standing and all watching her. My friend were like, "We've seen her 4 times now. Like, can we see?" I was like, "No, I need to keep seeing." And I went to get a CD. I queued it for ages. And when I got there, they're like, "Oh, sorry, they're all gone now." And I was like, "Oh, right." And I must have seen the desperation in my eyes, because one of her team was like, "I have a copy here you can have." And she gave me out the handbag. I was like, "Thank you."
No, I'm a huge fan.
I just love it. I think that's the beauty of the songwriters' night. Yeah, it's like just discovering someone who's written the songs you didn't realize they were the writers, and hearing the stories, and just I think it's super inspiring. As a writer, anyway, I find it the most inspiring evening of the weekend.
It was just amazing, and there was one where I can't remember now who it was, but Miranda Lambert's friend who was on songwriters, and she didn't know she was behind her. She came on with a drink. Oh, who was it? I can't think of her name. It's gone out my head. But yeah, it was just one of those inspirational moments where like Miranda Lambert went shh, and like walked up behind her and did a thing, and she does a lot of writing for her and stuff. And then you have like Kix Brooks coming over and people like that, isn't it? And I quite agree with you on that. But like you say, you go and see like sort of Luke Combs just talking about his songs, and then a few years later he's like headlining the whole shebang. It's unbelievable.
Crazy.
It's quite interesting, really. Just talking about Luke Combs. Just recently, I was doing some promotional work for Cat Country and Cat Radio in Nantwich, and there was some food courts there and food tents. And I was talking to a guy, and he said, "Oh, I like country music." He said, "Just before lockdown, I went over to America to study some farm equipment because he said that's my business. I do farm generators." And I said, "All right." He said, "And I swapped flights at Atlanta." And I'm sat there like on my own, and there's a guy outside of me, and we're just talking. And he said, "He's into country music, apparently. Do you know him?" I said, "Who?" He said, "Luke Combs." I went, "What?" Hey. But he said, "What a lovely guy." He said, I said, "Did he have like the baseball cap, the shirt, the beard going on?" He went, "Oh, yeah, all that." But he said, "What a lovely, unassuming guy," you know, and it's, I said, "Do you know him?" I went, "He's up here." He's like the biggest star there is at the moment, you know. But have you got his number?
Oh yeah, drop a text.
Yeah,
Meet the friend.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's like I said, congrats on the nominations, congrats on the single Smoke as well. And we're just going to play that in a little while, and we'll play a lot more from yourself, and we'll try our best to champion UK and British country music here as well. And we'll see you on the 13th, no doubt, in London. Yeah. Is it Under the Bridge? I think, is it called Under the Bridge? I can't remember now.
The one, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you there. I think it's going to get messy.
Hey.
But you take care, stay safe, stay well, and like I said, good luck with everything that you do in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you for chatting with me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.